10 rumors about R&B icons that turned out to be 100% true. You heard the whispers. The industry denied them. Fans didn't want to believe them. But eventually, the truth came out anyway. Some of these stories took decades to confirm. Court documents, confessions, autobiographies nobody expected them to write. And one of these still makes me sick to think about. Let's start with number 10. Sugar and spice. Number 10, Chaka Khan's secret battle. For years, people whispered about Chaka Khan, said she was struggling with something behind those powerful vocals, something she was hiding from the world. The industry brushed it off, just gossip, just jealousy from people who couldn't handle her talent. But here's what nobody wanted to admit. The woman who gave us "I'm Every Woman" and "Through the Fire," the voice that could shake the walls of any venue she stepped into, was fighting a war nobody could see. In 2024, at 71 years old, Chaka finally confirmed what people had speculated for decades, and she didn't hold back. Cocaine, heroin, alcohol. She'd been to rehab twice, nearly died after mixing sleeping pills with cocaine. The woman who seemed invincible on stage was battling demons that almost took her life. And you want to know what started it? Her father, his own heroin use. She watched that as a child, saw what addiction looked like up close before she ever stepped into a recording booth. And when the pressures of fame hit, the constant touring, the expectations, the exhaustion of being Chaka Khan every single night, she fell into the same trap. Here's what gets me about this. She wasn't some cautionary tale from the outside. She was living it in real time, performing those incredible songs while fighting for her life behind the scenes. Nobody knew how close she came to losing everything. When Whitney Houston died, when Prince died, Chaka said those losses hit different because she understood exactly what they were going through. She knew that battle personally, had been fighting it for years while the rest of us just enjoyed the music. She calls herself an ex-addict now. Not recovered, not cured, ex-addict, because she knows it never fully goes away. And if you've ever watched someone you love fight that battle, if you've seen what addiction does to a person, to a family, you know how much courage it took for her to say that out loud, to finally confirm what people had been whispering about for decades. Some people keep their secrets forever. Chaka chose to tell hers, and that takes a different kind of strength. Number 9, Left Eye's Fire. You're always there, you are my shoulder to cry on. When whispers started that Left Eye from TLC burned down an NFL player's $1 million mansion, people laughed it off. Come on now, that's too wild, too dramatic, even for her. We'll just be friends. Things will never be the same again. But on June 9th, 1994, Lisa Left Eye Lopes did exactly that. And the story behind it, even wilder than the rumor. She was dating Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Andre Rison, Pro Bowl player, flashy, successful, and their relationship was explosive from day one.
That were just meant to be. When you tell me the stories of your quest for me.
Here's what most people don't know. 9 months before the fire, Reeson had already been arrested in a grocery store parking lot for allegedly assaulting Left Eye. When people tried to intervene, he reportedly pulled out a gun and fired shots into the air. Those charges got dropped. But the relationship continued, the fights continued. And on that night in June, after another argument, and this one reportedly about sneakers he bought for himself while ignoring her, Left Eye snapped.
Unstoppable, wait, a fine lines between fate and destiny. Do you believe in the thing?
She took his brand new sneakers, put them in the bathtub, and lit them on fire. But here's what she didn't know. Reeson had recently replaced the original marble tub with a cheaper fiberglass model. That fiberglass melted instantly. The flames spread to the frame. Within minutes, the entire $1.3 million mansion was engulfed.
To multiply everyday situations, they start to simplify. So things will...
By the time Reeson got back from the walk he'd taken to cool off, his house was gone, completely destroyed. Left Eye turned herself in the next day, charged with first-degree arson. She checked into rehab immediately after posting bail, eventually sentenced to 5 years probation and a $10,000 fine. And here's what nobody expected. Reeson forgave her. He held her hand at the sentencing, testified on her behalf. They kept dating on and off for 7 more years after that night. Some people called her the crazy one, put that label on her and never let it go. But if you understand what was really happening in that relationship, the be it small, the violence, the volatility, the pattern of abuse that kept repeating, you might see it differently.
YC to LA, from sidewalks to highways. See, it'll never be the same. What I'm saying.
Sometimes when someone reaches their breaking point with you, they don't just walk away. They burn it down.
You're always there, you on my shoulder to cry on.
Left Eye died in a car accident in Honduras in 2002. She was only 30 years old, but that fire, that night, it became part of her legend. And the truth behind it was always more complicated than the rumor. Real talk, only 9% of you are subscribed. That hurts. We're spending hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life. And if you're watching this far, you clearly care. So hit subscribe. It's free and takes 2 seconds. Now, to my subscribers, barely any of you have joined the membership. And honestly, that stings even more. You know the work we put in. You keep coming back. If these videos have ever made you feel something, if this music means something to you, join the membership. It's $1 coffee a month, and it's the only way we keep this going. Let's build this together. All right, back to it. Number 8, TLC's bankruptcy bombshell. This one still doesn't make sense on paper, no matter how many times I look at it. TLC had just dropped Crazy Sexy Cool. 14 million copies sold worldwide. Waterfalls was the biggest song of 1995. Creep was everywhere, your radio, the cookout, every slow jam hour on every station in America. They won 2 Grammys, first female group to go diamond. On the surface, they had made it, the dream, the success every artist works for. So when rumors started that they were broke, flat broke, nobody believed it. Had to be haters making things up, had to be jealousy. No way a group this successful could be struggling financially. But on July 3rd, 1995, T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. $3.5 million in debt combined. How does a group sell 14 million albums and end up owing money? How does that math even work? Their contract. That's how. They signed with LaFace Records through their manager Pebbles' company, Pebitoni, when they were young, inexperienced, didn't have lawyers of their own reviewing the paperwork, and that contract, it was designed to squeeze every dollar out of them. They earned 56 cents per album sold. Split 3 ways, that's about 18 cents each per album. But it gets worse. Before they saw any of that money, the label recouped costs, studio time, music videos, clothes, travel, promotion, hotel rooms, food. Everything came out of their cut first. After all those deductions, each member of TLC made less than $50,000 a year. While their album generated an estimated $175 million in sales, at the 1996 Grammys, right after winning Best R&B Album, Chili stepped to the microphone and said what nobody expected to hear. We're as broke can be. The more successful Crazy Sexy Cool became, the deeper in debt they went. Every music video cost them. Every promotional appearance cost them. Success was literally bankrupting them. Left Eye put it plainly. I hope we go down in history for something more than just another famous act that got ripped off. This is a cutthroat business full of greedy individuals who take advantage of naive young artists. If you've ever worked hard, did everything right, watched the money come in, and still couldn't figure out where it went, you know exactly how that feels. Imagine doing that on a worldwide stage. Number 7, Whitney's Hidden Truth. For years, the story was simple, neat, easy to understand. I'm taking with me. Bobby Brown corrupted Whitney Houston, America's sweetheart, the voice of a generation, the good girl from Newark who sang in the church choir, ruined by the bad boy from Roxbury with the rap sheet and the attitude. That was the narrative. The media ran with it. The public believed it. Bobby became the villain and Whitney became the victim of his influence. But that rumor about who introduced who to drugs, it was backwards, completely backwards. In his 2016 memoir, Every Little Step, Bobby finally told his side, and what he revealed changed everything. On their wedding day in 1992, Bobby was nervous, locked himself in the bathroom, drinking, smoking, doing cocaine to calm his nerves. When he finally came out, Whitney was already high. And I wish you joy. She offered him some. He didn't introduce her to drugs. She was already there. And here's where it gets even more complicated. My darling, you. Whitney later confirmed it herself. In that famous 2009 interview with Oprah, she admitted the drug use started before Bobby, started getting heavy after The Bodyguard. By 1996, she was using daily. I had so much money and so much access to what I wanted, she said. Her best friend Robin Crawford went further, said Whitney first used cocaine at 14 years old, long before Bobby, long before fame, long before any of us knew her name. The 2018 documentary Whitney Made This Plain, a director who worked on it said the rumor that Bobby corrupted Whitney was a fairy tale created by her record label and maintained by her family to protect her image. And here's what gets me about this whole thing. For decades, Bobby took the blame. The media painted him as the devil who destroyed an angel. Meanwhile, the woman everyone loved was drowning, had been drowning for years, and nobody wanted to see it. Bobby said it best. We would still be together if it wasn't for drugs. Drugs just got the best of us. Whitney died in 2012, drowned in a bathtub, cocaine in her system, 48 years old. She didn't need saving from Bobby Brown. She needed saving, period. And by the time anyone was willing to see that clearly, it was too late. Some rumors protect people. This one just delayed the truth. Number 6, James Brown's Other Side.
So good, I got you.
The godfather of soul, the hardest working man in show business, one of the most influential musicians in American history.
You know, and I feel nice.
That's how we remember James Brown. The cape, the splits, the sweat. I feel good. Playing at every celebration from wedding receptions to Super Bowl parties, but there were whispers.
I got you. Wow, I feel good.
For decades, about what happened behind closed doors, about the women in his life, about the man he became when the camera stopped rolling.
So good, so good.
In 2014, his daughter Yama wrote a memoir called Cold Sweat, and what she described, it wasn't the James Brown we saw on stage.
A sugar and spice.
She was 6 years old the first time she remembers it, threw herself between her father and her mother Deidre, trying to stop what was happening, trying to protect her mom from the man who was supposed to protect both of them.
And when I hold you in arms, my love won't do.
Until I was grown, she wrote. Every time I heard him raise his voice, even when he was just on the phone talking business, I shook with fear.
So nice, so nice.
The sounds she described, like thunder rolling through the house, her mother being thrown against walls, the cycle repeating over and over again, and it wasn't just Yama's mother. The pattern continued with every wife.
Sugar and spice. I feel nice.
Between 1987 and 1995, James Brown was arrested 4 times for assault against his third wife, Adrienne. In one incident, he allegedly beat her with a mop handle and fired a rifle at her car.
I feel nice. A sugar and spice.
The charges kept getting dropped. Adrienne kept going back. In 2004, he was arrested again, this time for pushing his fourth wife, Tommy Ray, to the floor during an argument at their South Carolina home.
But I got you. So good.
He pled no contest, no jail time, just a small fine. The city of Augusta had planned to unveil a bronze statue of him that year. They postponed it because of the domestic violence charges. Eventually put it up anyway. His daughters publicly forgave him, said he apologized to their mother before he died, said they understood it was complicated, but Yama also admitted this. As much as I loved my father, and I sure loved him, I hated him during those times. Sometimes the person making you feel good on the radio is making someone else's life a nightmare at home. And both things can be true at the same time. Number 5, Teddy Pendergrass's Hidden Passenger.
Close the door. Let me give you.
For years, people whispered about what really happened the night Teddy Pendergrass crashed his Rolls Royce into a tree on March 18th, 1982. They called him the Black Elvis. 5 consecutive platinum albums, a record at the time. Women-only concerts where fans threw underwear at the stage. He was the most desired man in R&B, untouchable. Then came the accident, and the whispers started. There was someone else in the car, a woman. But the details didn't add up, and for 30 years, Teddy refused to talk about it. The truth, the passenger was Tenica Watson, a transgender nightclub performer and model. I got so much love to give. Teddy had met her years earlier and offered her a ride home that night from a Philadelphia club. When the car suddenly accelerated out of control, Watson said it felt like the vehicle had been tampered with. Teddy couldn't stop it. They slammed into a tree on Lincoln Drive in the East Falls section of Philadelphia. Both were trapped in the wreckage for 45 minutes. No need to worry no more. Watson walked away with minor injuries. Teddy was paralyzed from the chest down. He would never walk again. 2 days later, the press found out about Watson's past. Her gender confirmation surgery 5 years earlier, her arrest for prostitution. And suddenly the story became about something else entirely. What you've been waiting for. Baby, the rumors said they were engaged in a sex act during the crash. Watson has always denied it. The hardest thing for me to read, she said decades later, was for them to insinuate that there was a sex act going on. There wasn't, but the damage was done. Watson was dropped by her modeling agency before her career even started. Forced back into sex work to survive, fell into drug addiction trying to cope with the shame. And Teddy, he never publicly addressed the rumors, just focused on his recovery and his music. I've waited all day long. Returned to the stage at Live Aid in 1985 in front of 100,000 people, kept making hits, kept his private life private. They finally spoke again in 2002, 20 years after the accident. Close the door. Let me give you. Watson said they didn't have much to say, but it gave her the closure she needed. Let's bring this day to a pleasant end. Teddy died in 2010 from colon cancer. Watson published her memoir in 2014, finally telling her side of the story. Come on, get closer and closer. The rumor about the mystery woman in the car was true. Everything people assumed about what it meant, that was the lie. And this is exactly like I thought it. Number 4, Al Green's Grits Attack. You make me feel. For years, rumors swirled about what really happened to Al Green in October 1974. Something about a woman, something about a bathtub, something about grits. Most people thought it was exaggerated, urban legend stuff, the kind of story that grows wilder every time someone tells it. But on October 18, 1974, Mary Woodson walked into Al Green's Memphis bathroom and poured a pot of boiling hot grits down his back. Then she walked into the bedroom and shot herself with his gun. This wasn't rumor, this was documented, this was real. Here's what most people didn't know about Mary Woodson. She was married, had 4 children back in New Jersey. You can't always be with the one you love.
But long as I...
Green didn't know any of that. He met her at a prison concert where he was doing charitable work. She told him she was visiting a friend. Jim, everything about her was a mystery. And he liked that about her. But the mystery went deeper than he realized. She'd been struggling with mental health issues for years. Days before the attack, she'd tried to take her own life. Sleeping pills, slit wrists. Green sent her to recover at a friend's house. Thought she was getting better. That night in October, Green had just come home from a studio session. Woodson showed up unexpectedly. A flight attendant friend of Green's was also there. The tension was thick. Green went upstairs to take a shower, said goodnight to both women, thought everything was fine. Then Mary appeared in the bathroom doorway, pot in her hands, boiling grits mixed with water, a paste that sticks to skin and keeps burning.
Around you is all I see.
Green spent months in the hospital, second-degree burns on his back, stomach, and arms, multiple skin grafts.
Whatever you want to do. Oh, yeah.
And through all that recovery, he couldn't stop asking himself one question. Why?
Never be.
Police found a 3-page suicide note in her purse. The more I trust you, she'd written, the more you let me down. Green walked away from secular music after that, bought a church, became a pastor, said the Lord was trying to tell him something. Some people dismissed this story for decades, called it exaggeration, called it myth, but Mary Woodson's death certificate doesn't lie. And neither do Al Green's scars. Number 3, Rick James's hidden crimes.
When I came home last night.
When people whispered about Rick James in the late 80s, they weren't just talking about his music. They were talking about what happened behind closed doors. The parties, the drugs, the women who showed up but didn't always leave when they wanted to.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Most people chalked it up to rock star excess, the king of funk, living the wild life. Nobody wanted to believe the rumors were anything worse than that.
When your body keeps on moving, say when.
Then August 1991 happened, and the truth came out in handcuffs. Rick James and his girlfriend Tanya Hijazi were arrested for holding a 24-year-old woman captive for 6 days. They tied her up, burned her with a heated crack pipe on her legs, on her abdomen, forced her to perform sexual acts, tortured her while high out of their minds on cocaine. The charges read like a horror movie. Assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated mayhem, torture, forcible oral copulation, false imprisonment, kidnapping. But here's what made it worse.
Maybe you think you'll start to grooving. Come on, girl, give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby.
While James was out on bail for that case, he did it again.
I bet you. I make you holler, you had enough.
November 1992. A music executive named Mary Sauger met with James and Hijazi at a Hollywood hotel.
Just give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby.
What was supposed to be a business meeting turned into a 20-hour nightmare. They kidnapped her, beat her, held her hostage until she lost consciousness. At the trial, while Sauger was testifying about the beating she endured, James fell asleep in the courtroom, started snoring. His lawyer claimed it was bronchitis, but the message was clear. He didn't care. James was found guilty on multiple counts. Could have gotten life in prison. Instead, his legal team got the torture charge dropped. He served just over 2 years at Folsom State Prison. Mary Sauger won a civil suit for nearly $2 million. Frances Alley, the first victim, sued as well, and the settlements didn't give them back what was taken. And after James died in 2004, more allegations emerged. A $50 million lawsuit claimed he raped a 15-year-old girl at a group home in Buffalo back in 1979, before Super Freak, before the fame, before anyone would have believed her. The man who sang "Give It to Me, Baby" was giving something else entirely to the women who crossed his path. Some rumors are just gossip. This one was a prison sentence. Even talk to me. You say I'm so crazy. Number 2, Sam Cooke's last night.
It's been a long.
For 60 years, people have whispered about what really happened to Sam Cooke.
But I'm afraid to die.
The official story never made sense. The King of Soul, shot dead in a $3 a night motel by the night manager, ruled justifiable homicide. Case closed. But Sam Cooke's friends and family never accepted that verdict, and the details they pointed to still haunt him to this day.
Back down. Oh.
December 11, 1964, Sam Cooke was on top of the world. His Live at the Copa album was climbing the charts. He'd just had dinner at Martoni's restaurant in Hollywood, surrounded by industry friends.
I know that a change is gonna come one day.
Witnesses said he flashed a wad of bills, what looked like thousands of dollars. By the end of the night, he'd be dead in a motel office wearing nothing but a sports jacket and one shoe. Here's the official version. Cooke left the restaurant with a 22-year-old woman named Elisa Boyer. They went to the Hacienda Motel together. Boyer later told police that Cooke forced her into the room and tried to assault her.
But I know.
She escaped with his clothes while he was in the bathroom. He ran to the manager's office looking for her. The manager, Bertha Franklin, shot him in self-defense, but nothing about that story added up.
Long time coming, but I know.
Cooke had been flashing thousands of dollars earlier that night. When police found his body, just $108 in his car. Where did the rest go?
Beyond the sky.
His friend Muhammad Ali said it plainly. If Cooke had been Frank Sinatra or the Beatles, the FBI would be investigating. Etta James viewed his body before the funeral. What she saw didn't match the story. His head was nearly separated from his shoulders, she wrote. His hands were broken and crushed, his nose mangled. How does a motel manager cause that kind of damage with a broom? A month after the shooting, Boyer was arrested for prostitution.
A long time coming.
Years later, she was convicted of murdering her ex-boyfriend. But in 1964, the police took her at her word. Franklin claimed self-defense. The coroner's jury believed her. Nobody ever looked deeper.
I know a change gonna come.
200,000 fans lined the streets of Chicago and Los Angeles to mourn Sam Cooke. His song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," became an anthem of the civil rights movement.
Long time coming, but I know.
His influence shaped Aretha, Stevie, Marvin, and every soul singer who came after. And his death, officially closed, unofficially, still a rumor that refuses to die, because some rumors aren't gossip. They're unanswered questions that haunted everyone who loved him.
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is.
Number 1, Jackie Wilson's Stolen Fortune.
My heart is fine, fine.
They called him Mr. Excitement, and Jackie Wilson was exactly that.
You'll never drive lonely till you're
a 4-octave voice, splits and spins that would later inspire James Brown, Elvis Presley, and Michael Jackson. He was the bridge between doo-wop and soul, and every artist who came after him owed him something. But for decades, people whispered that Jackie Wilson was being robbed blind, that his manager, Nat Tarnopol, was stealing millions while Jackie lived on scraps, that the man selling out arenas was somehow broke. The industry dismissed it as jealousy, rumors, gossip from people who didn't understand the business. Then September 29th, 1975 happened, and the truth came out in the worst possible way. Jackie was headlining Dick Clark's Good Old Rock and Roll Review in New Jersey. Knowing in the middle of singing Lonely Teardrops, right on the lyric, My Heart is Crying, he collapsed on a stage from a massive heart attack. The audience thought it was part of the act. Dick Clark knew something was wrong and killed the music. Jackie never recovered. The lack of oxygen to his brain left him in a semi-comatose state. He spent the next 8 years trapped in nursing homes, unable to speak, unable to walk, unable to tell anyone what had been done to him. And while he lay there helpless, federal prosecutors indicted Nat Tarnopol and 18 other Brunswick Records executives on charges of mail fraud and tax evasion.
My heart is crying.
The indictment revealed that Tarnopol owed Jackie at least $1 million in unpaid royalties. The label had been shipping hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of records off the books, sales that Jackie was never paid for. In 1961, at the peak of his fame, Jackie declared earnings of over $260,000, but he was broke. The IRS seized his family home. He owed $300,000 in back taxes, taxes that Tarnopol was supposed to have paid on his behalf. Tarnopol was convicted in 1976. An appeals court overturned it 18 months later, but the judges made clear they believed Brunswick had defrauded its artists. There was enough evidence for Jackie to sue, but Jackie couldn't sue. He couldn't testify. He couldn't do anything. He just lay there in the nursing home while the man who robbed him walked free. Jackie Wilson died on January 21st, 1984. He was 49 years old. He was buried in an unmarked grave in Detroit because his estate had nothing left. Months later, Michael Jackson dedicated his Album of the Year Grammy for Thriller to Jackie Wilson, calling him a wonderful entertainer and saying, "I love you." The rumors that Jackie was being robbed, all true, document, proven in federal court, and the man who stole from him never paid a dime back.